So today we're going to have a look at my 2015 Scott Gambler. I'm going to give you a little bit of an insight into how I set it up, how I like the suspension, etc. So let's have a look. Okay, so let's start with the frame. Scott opts not to make this bike in carbon. As you can see, it's an aluminium frame, super durable, and I'll pretty much withstand anything you can throw at it. One of the great features with this frame is how versatile it is, and I really like that. There's so many options to sort of play with the setup. I'll start up the front of the head tube. It comes with 3 sets of cups, and they are adjustable between 61 and 65. I'm running right in the middle at 63 degrees. I find that sort of the best and suits me. In the middle here, we have an option for a low and a high setting on the bottom bracket. So lower, it's obviously going to turn a little bit better, but then you do compromise with clearance. I always run it in the low setting. I like my bikes to turn really nicely. Moving back here, there's more adjustment again on the wheelbase. There's a long setting, which is 440mm from the axle to the BB, and then the short setting is 425. I run this setting, it's nice and short, and also aids me to turn the bike really quickly by just sort of standing off the back of the bike. The rear suspension on the Scott Gambler has 210mm of travel, and that's taken care of by a Fox X2 rear shock. I was really lucky to have some help from Chris Porter at Mojo to help me get set up in preparation for Fort William World Cup. This shock's really adjustable, high speed and low speed compression, adjustable from the Allen keys here, and likewise with the rebound, high speed and low speed rebound, so I can pretty much get exactly what I want. So moving to the front, it's a 2015 Fox 40. From a personal point of view, I like to set it up really supple at the start, ramps up really hard towards the end of the stroke. I don't like harsh bottom outs. 70 PSI and the air spring up here. I kind of leave high speed compression alone. I'm quite sensitive. I don't like that harsh feel in my hands, so I don't wind too much of that on. Rebound is quite slow. I like a nice and controlled fork that gives me loads of traction. I can trust the front end. Moving up to the controls, very personal thing. Let's start with the stem. Burgtec 50mm direct stem, super stiff, and then I've matched that with a Burgtec ride wide carbon bar. Saves a little bit of weight over the bike, which is nice. Nice sweep on the bars, and I've cut them to 750mm. Although, with the grips, a smidge under 770. So quite narrow, not quite as wide as some of the World Cup stars out there. Hope Tech 4s, 4-piston brake, 203mm rotors, front and rear. Enough braking power for me. Personal preference here, I have a Shimano Zee shifter. The reason I have this is because the Saint one has a double tap system here, which means you can go down 2 gears. I don't tend to get on with that. I want to change one at a time so I know exactly where I am. So moving down to the drivetrain, let's start with the Cassette. It's actually an 8-speed 1126. I've actually cut 2 cogs off, it was a 10-speed one, and put a small little spacer. The reason you put the spacer is to bring the Cassette over and give the bike a much better chain line. You don't need a big range of gears when riding downhill, so this is why I've done that. Saint rear derailleur with the clutch system keeps the chain nice and tight and just helps keep the chain on alongside the E13 LG1 chain device. This is the larger chain device that goes from 36 to 40 tooth, so I can run a bigger chainring if needs be. Up front we have the Hope cranks. They're new cranks for 2015, and they are matched to a 36 tooth Hope chainring. Pedals wise, we have the Crank Brothers Mallet DH, I think the staple pedal for many downhillers worldwide. So moving on to the wheels, tried to save a little bit of weight here. I have the Hope Pro 2 hubs matched with their Hope Tech Enduro rims. Saves a little bit of weight, probably on the lighter side kind of wheel sets for downhill, but they seem to work really well. We've matched these with Continental Kaiser tyres. They're 2.4 wide, super soft compound, and offering loads of grip. Front and back, which kind of goes without saying, they're both a tubeless setup. Pressure wise, we do alter it a little bit, especially in wet conditions, but as a rough guide, 1.75 bar in the rear, and then up front is 1.65 bar. So moving to the seat and post, just a standard alloy Syncros seat post, and that's matched with the Syncros MX 2.0 saddle. Pretty lightweight, seems to do the job perfectly. Okay, so let's just check how much she weighs. a little bit over 17.5 kilograms. So as I said, not the lightest bike that I've ever had, but certainly stable and a great bike to ride. So that's it for an insight to my pro bike. Don't forget, if you liked it, give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or queries about my bike, leave them in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. For more videos on GMBN, click up here for our pro bike playlist. And if you click down here, that'll get you to our mechanical playlist. And as always, click on my trusty bike here to subscribe to GMBN.